I wanted to show you this grave right here. This is one of the coolest graves I've ever seen in my life. Check this out. That is absolutely incredible. I actually spoke to the woman whose husband is Ronald Jensen. He died on June 14th, 2020. He was a supervisor at a meatpacking plant here in Dodge City. She told me this took 3 years to make, and at night the lights do come on, and it's powered by that little solar panel right there. Our last ride. He had 3 motorcycles, and of course he was an avid motorcycle enthusiast. And she said that because it gets quite cold out here in Dodge City, she told me that as long as there was no snow on the ground, that Ronald would get on his bike, even if it was 10 degrees outside. As long as there's no snow, he would ride his bike to work. 10 degrees, that's dedication right there. They both died in a car accident. This is Natasha Lee Bennett, August 22nd, 1987 to December 2nd, 2015. Loving mother, sister, and daughter. You will truly be missed. Your gift has always been your smile. Thank you for sharing it with us. Natasha was out with her friends on December 2nd, 2015. They were at a traffic light and a vehicle came crashing into them from behind, estimated doing about 60 miles an hour. According to people at the scene, Natasha got out of the car on her own will, and all of a sudden she collapsed. She was rushed to the hospital where she was later pronounced dead. The man behind the wheel of the vehicle that slammed into the back of her, one Derek Frierson, blew a 2.15 on the breathalyzer. That's 3 times the legal limit in Florida. He was arrested for DUI manslaughter, and he currently has a warrant for his arrest. He has fled the Orlando area. He is a wanted fugitive for this crime. This is Anelsi Elaine Aguero Alba with her daughter Shayla Marie Ruiz Aguero. They were both hit and killed by a motorcyclist on February 27th of 2020. Anelsi died one day before her 34th birthday. They were killed by a man named Brian Smith, who was riding his motorcycle very erratically on that stretch of road. Some say he was doing about 75, 80 miles an hour, riding without a motorcycle permit, so illegally riding his motorcycle. He hit these 2 crossing the street, and then he hits a van. He survived his injuries. Sadly, this mother and daughter were taken far too soon away from this earth, and one of the relatives said that in an odd way that it was only right that they go together, because Shayla would not have been able to live without her mother. These 2 were very inseparable and an unbreakable bond in life and also in death. So rest in peace to these 2 people, both of them killed just way too young, a needless accident. And I often see people in Florida driving so erratically all the time, motorcycles and cars with their loud mufflers. I don't understand it. It's a weird culture out here, the way people drive. We're gonna go back in time. It's September 12th, 1999, and there is several parties going on at the same time off the corner of 16th Street and Jones Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona. 21-year-old Christopher Acosta, he has plans on going to school, and in the meantime, he works at Discover Card. So he goes to the party, and some people are drinking, some people are smoking, other people are doing other things. And a fight breaks out between two girls. And you know what? Anytime you see a fight with two women and then it's just kind of people jump in and they're trying to break it up, and next thing you know, Christopher sees his friend getting jumped by four dudes. So Christopher goes to his friend's aid, but he would not make it. Shots are fired and Christopher collapses in the street. And that is where he would sadly die. This man right here lost his life trying to help his friend who was being assaulted by four individuals. And when the police came and they're interviewing witnesses, they just give a very, very generic description. Hispanic male was seen with a gun. Maybe he was 19 to 21 years of age. He was about 5'6" or 5'8". Maybe he weighed about 130 or 150 pounds. And that's it. That generic, boilerplate description of anybody on the street is responsible for this kid's murder. Simply trying to defend his friend. And during the autopsy, I want to add this, Christopher had no drugs or alcohol in his system at all whatsoever. This wasn't a kid who had been drinking too much and got into a fight. No, like I stated, he was defending his friend like any decent friend would do. And in an age and time where we see, we got the internet now and we're seeing people fighting and nobody's jumping in, and I don't blame them. It's a day and time now where men are not allowed to be men in certain situations, and it's almost considered toxic to a certain low-class type of people. But this man's murder going on well over 25 years. There's still a $1,000 reward for any information leading to the person responsible for Christopher Acosta's murder. If anybody wants to step up to the plate, give Silent Witness a call. Their number is 480-948-6377. Again, 480-948-6377. You don't have to say your name, and you don't have to say anything but who is responsible for this murder.